Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
Step into the spotlight with me, Lucy, every Wednesday between 6 and 7 p.m. on Seclo Sounds. I'll have new music, the latest entertainment news, and interviews with local bands. If you're in a band, or if you have music that you think I should be playing, I'd love to hear from you. Email me, lucy@seclosounds.org, and join me every Wednesday from 6 till 7 for Spotlight on Seclo Sounds.
You can contact us or just keep up to date with travel news at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. Still to come, travel news, including a survey carried out by a legal firm about tour operators' response to accidents and injuries and what they should do and what they actually do. Find out in the travel news at the end of the show. But at the moment, we're getting back to the Faroe Islands, and we're going to find out a little bit more about why we should visit this destination. As a destination, are the Faroe Islands a place for children? And if so, what's the ideal itinerary for somebody who's going there for 7 days with their family?
Well, there are plenty of things to do. Again, of course, it depends on what the children are like to do, but you can go fishing, you can go on boat trips, and in old boats, made of wood, and you can go to Mykines, the westernmost islands, to see puffins. That's a very popular thing to do. Mm-hmm. And you can go to the aquaria and see the fish that's swimming around the islands. And, it's definitely something that's different from playing computers and iPads and so on. But if you're up to that, you can still, and you want to play computers at night, you can still do that because Wi-Fi is very common here in these islands. So there are plenty of things to do, and we see that. We also hear that from the families that come here that they just feel that they get closer together when they're here because they can go out into nature and do things that they don't normally do in their busy towns and so on. So that's a break up from the stressful every day again. Yeah,
it sounds the ideal family holiday.
Yeah.
Just spend some time together.
Exactly.
You've already said about how clean the ocean is around you, but when you go diving, what can you see under the water?
Well, it's actually because of the relative constant water temperatures and varied seabed of the Faroe Islands allows for a wide area of marine fauna, from sea cucumbers and sea urchins and starfish and mussels and crabs and a lot of other different things. And there are also several small caves to explore. There's one called Heljar a cave at Hoyvik, and that's a small, colorful cave in shallow water that divers can explore. And also an exciting diving exploration is the British trawler Lincoln City near Tórshavn Harbour, which sank during the Second World War. That's one of the popular ones as well. And so there is. I'm not a diver myself. I never dived, but it's said to be a spectacular scenery and topography, both on land and beneath the water, where you can explore all these rocky drop-offs and seaweed forests and deep gullies and grottos and gentle slopes, and it's just it looks very nice when I see it on the videos, and people are very excited about it when they dive there. And actually, you can dive there all throughout the year. It doesn't have to be in the summertime. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the interest groups that we believe will increase in the future.
Staying above land then, I'll see that not you personally, but they collect birds' eggs off the cliffs and they abseil down. Have you ever had a go at that?
No. I've never done it personally, but I know that it's very much a male thing, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And it's quite dangerous, and a lot of people are holding this rope, and you don't have to be scared for heights and so on. So I've never done that, and I don't think I will try it either.
It's not on your list of things to do then?
No, it's not on my bucket list actually. But I think that today is still not a product for tourists. I think it's mainly because it's quite dangerous and you have to be really, good on heights and so on. But it's mainly in some areas of the Faroe Islands that you do that. Most people, it's only a few people that do that these days. So I've never tried it myself.
No, okay, I won't give it a go either.
No, I don't think so.
A couple wants to go away to the Faroe Islands for a long weekend. What should they do? What are the must-dos for a few days?
Again, of course, it depends on your interests. If you're up to hiking, or if you're more to cultural things and or shopping, or what that is. But I think you should get a bit of everything. Maybe taking a boat trip with one of the older boats. That's a very popular excursion. You should go to see some of the beautiful architectural houses, like the Nordic House that has a lot of concerts. It's a cultural house in the city of Tórshavn. There is a city of modern art. There are just a lot of different things to do, and hiking. There's easy hiking, and there's more challenging hiking, and churches again, and especially going to eat some nice food as well. That's an important thing to do, I think.
Okay. Go hiking, build up an appetite, and then eat lots of food. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Should visitors from the UK use tour operators and travel agents, or is it quite easy to book direct?
Well, I think it depends on how people tend to book. Some people book themselves generally, and some book, by tour operators, and some generally book individually. And I think that's the same for the Faroe Islands. And you can find everything on the internet, but some people prefer to go via incoming bureaus, and we have 2 incoming bureaus here in the Faroe Islands as well. So again, it depends on what you prefer to do. So, yeah.
But it's easy enough to book direct.
Yeah, of course, especially for those people who are used to travel. But we see that, especially older people tend to book through tour operators and incoming. But again, that's what you want to. Yeah.
Okay. How can we find out more about the Faroe Islands?
Well, our homepage, the official visitfaroeislands.com homepage, is a good start. And of course, you are more than welcome to contact us anytime. And we also send out tourist guides and maps for those who prefer that in paper. And we're just looking very much forward to welcoming more tourists from the UK.
You can contact us or just keep up to date with travel news at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show.
This is Seklo Sounds, your community radio station. If you'd like to volunteer some of your time and skills with Seklo Sounds, send an email to volunteers@seklosounds.org and let us know how you would like to be involved. MK Flyers Online, the fast and simple way to find any kind of business or service locally. Find us at mkflyersonline.co.uk or download the MK Flyers mobile app from your app store. MK Flyers Online proudly supports Seklo Sounds, community radio for Milton Keynes.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seklosounds.org. And now, travel news. The low-cost airline Wizz Air are going to introduce allocated seating to enhance customers' travel experience, apparently. On selected routes from the 4th of May 2015 and across all Wizz routes from the 19th of May, customers will enjoy automatic free allocated seating, which will become part of the booking process. Wizz Air will allocate neighbouring seats to passengers travelling together on the same booking where possible. Customers can change their free seat allocation and choose a different seat for a fee, starting at €1 or on the wizzair.com website or on Wizz mobile applications anytime up to 3 hours prior to flight departure. Preferred seats, such as front row seats for quick disembarking or seats with extra legroom, can be reserved for a higher fee upon availability on a first-come, first-served basis. Wizz Air's allocated seating will be piloted on selected routes, Budapest, Barcelona, Katowice, London, which I guess is Luton, Bucharest, Dortmund, from the 4th of May and subsequently rolled out over all of the 360 Wizz Air routes from 110 airports, which is in 37 countries, from the 19th of May. 37 countries, that seems an awful lot. I'm going to have to check that out one day. Customers with seats booked prior to 8th of April for flights with allocated seating will be assigned a seat at the time of check-in, while passengers with existing bookings, including Wizz Extra Legroom and Wizz Reverse Seat services, will be able to select their seats of choice at no extra cost. Passengers with Wizz Premium and Wizz Privileged Pass memberships will be able to select any seat for free and continue to enjoy priority boarding to avoid queues. And also, from the 8th of April, Wizz Air's lowering the priority boarding fee to just €2. I've not flown Wizz yet. A friend of mine has, and he had a great flight, apparently. What about you? Ever flown Wizz? What do you think? Let me know. Facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. A passenger fell from the Cunard's Queen Elizabeth cruise ship and died, unfortunately. The passenger, who has not been named, fell from a tender while the ship was docked in a port in Cambodia. The ship is currently on a 112-night world cruise, which left Southampton on the 10th of January. An official statement from Cunard said, "We can confirm that a passenger died earlier today following an accident while boarding the Queen Elizabeth from a tender. 2 of our crew members reacted very quickly and jumped in to rescue her. She was then taken to the medical centre, but despite her very best efforts, she died." The cruise ship, the Queen Elizabeth, is continuing on her world cruise and is now bound for Singapore. The statement also added that our customer care team will be offering every support, including to those passengers who witnessed the incident. And they go on to say that their thoughts and prayers are with her family and friends. And another cruise story. Unfortunately, 2 passengers have been discovered dead inside their stateroom on a Holland America cruise ship as it docked in Puerto Rico. The couple, who haven't been identified, were both in their 50s and from the United States. Police have said that blood was found inside the cabin, and they're not sure what the motive was or whether an object was used. But murder-suicide has not been ruled out, with news reports suggesting this is probably the most likely cause. The 2 bodies were discovered when crew checked in on the couple after not seeing them for some time. And a statement from Holland and America says, "We are terribly saddened by this tragic event, and our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of these guests at this difficult time." The ship was a 1,800 passenger MS Rheinam, and it was on a 2-week cruise of the Southern Caribbean. Now for some news on air passenger duty. I had a discussion with Private Eye about this, not this particular story, but there is a fault amongst airports near the borders of Scotland and Wales that if air passenger duty is reduced or removed from Scotland or Wales, they're going to lose passengers. People from Newcastle, whatever, Liverpool, are going to be travelling over the border to have cheaper flights. I think people will do that, but Private Eye journalists said, well, it's only £13 per person. Nobody's going to travel a few hours out of their way to save that. But I did mention that some people did see the cheap price on the website and go, that's the one I want. And then when all the extras come in, such as driving all the extra hours, parking and whatever, they don't think about it until it's a day of travel. But anyway, for those who still have to pay air passenger duty at the moment, it has been reduced. It's been partially reformed in the UK, and part of it is to remove the 2 more expensive bands of it. So, Band C, which affects people travelling over 4,000 miles, and Band D, which affects people over 6,000 miles. Band C passengers who fly economy paid £85 each in air passenger duty last year, and now they're only going to be paying £71 as they fall into the newly expanded Band B, which means there's £14 reduction per person. Band D passengers paid £97 last year and now will pay £26 less as they fall into the lower band. Announcing the move in the budget in March, the Chancellor of the Exchequer said that the measure was designed to help boost trade with the emerging economic countries such as China and Brazil. However, passengers on Band B, which covers flights from 2,000 to 4,000 miles,